Hello, hello, hello. I am hopping on a little early so that I can make sure all my tech is working. When you know, say hi. When you join me, please tell me, hey, Gersha, we can see you. We can see your shared screen. I'm very excited about that. Now, remember, I am using StreamYard, so if you could please allow StreamYard to access your Facebook account so that I can see your comments. I see somebody says I can see it. However, I don't know who said that. So go ahead and let StreamYard access your profile and I'll be able to know who's out there with me so far. So thanks for the thumbs up. It is Wednesday and we are here for Wealth and Wines, a real estate experience with Gersha Porter. And if you forgot, please go get your glass, because we're going to be talking about wines first, and then we'll talk about real estate. Okay. Looking forward to having you join me today. Of course, I'm going to wait till 5 and a little bit after 5 to ensure that we have a lot of our folks coming in. Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you again for joining me this afternoon. It's 5 o'clock somewhere in here in the Baltimore area. In a minute, it's going to be 5 o'clock. So welcome to Wealth and Wines with Gersha, a real estate experience. Awesome. So I could tell I have 3 folks. If you could please let StreamYard access your account so that as you make comments, I'll know who's commenting. Right now, the way it's set up, I really don't see your name. So please do click on the comment so that I could see you guys. Okay. So give StreamYard access so that I'll know who's talking with me. Okay. Welcome again. Get your glasses, your glass of wine, and join me for a conversation about real estate today on our Live with Gersha Porter. So thank you guys, first of all, for liking my page, which means you knew about this particular live today. I also posted on Instagram, and I'm hoping that I can get more and more people to join me here. Hey, it worked, Allie. Thank you so much for joining. So now I see your name when you made the comment. If everybody else that's out there, thank you for joining me. And if you could please allow StreamYard to access your account so that I could see who's having some chats with me. Just click on the link to give StreamYard permission. So it is 5:01. It is time for you to be able to hold on to your glass. So if you don't have it, get your glass so that we can get into the realm of wealth and wines of real estate experience. So I'm going to have a sip as we wait for a few more folks to join us today. I'll tell you a little bit about the wine that I am sipping on today. And I do have, going across the bottom of my screen, the website where I purchase my wines, wealthandwines.com. So when you get a chance, check it out. Today, I do plan to put a couple different links in the chat regarding some different things that we have coming up and we're super excited about. So when we get through the formal presentation, the topic we have today, I will absolutely make you aware of some things that are coming down the pike. So Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whenever you may be watching this live. I want to thank you for joining us here at Wealth and Wines, a real estate experience with Gersha Porter. And I say us because I have lots of folks here with me. So thank you again. Now, last week was the inaugural Facebook Live. Had a little bit of tech issues, and I am hoping that things are looking good on your end today, that you can actually see that I've shared my screen. Hopefully you saw that beautiful flyer out there on social to tell you to join me today. What you also have hopefully noticed is that I now say Wednesdays at 5. I didn't put a date. It's going to now be every Wednesday. So I'm making a commitment to you, my Facebook and Instagram and YouTube community, that I'm going to come live every Wednesday at 5 o'clock, sharing with you my real estate experience and knowledge while we learn about different wines and sip them. So this is casual, we're relaxed. In the traditional pre-COVID world, you may have just been getting off of work, but I know you're off now. So join me as we talk a little bit about what is going on in the real estate market. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is actually review a little bit. Last week, I gave you guys the stats for the Baltimore market report, and I tend to provide information regarding Baltimore County homes as well as Baltimore City, because those are the areas that I do the majority of my real estate work. If you are in a community that is not reflected on this chart, please reach out to me, send me a message. I'm happy to give you the county that you live in, or specifically the community that you live in. So absolutely, please do let me know what you're interested in getting specifically about. We can go down to the actual neighborhood. I can let you know the homes that are on the market, average list price, etc. Because as you know, knowledge is power. So I want you to stay abreast of what's going on in the community in which you live in. So now it's time for our featured wine. And I actually have a bottle of it here. I have it with me so that you can take a look. This is our Napa Valley. The vineyard is called Raymond, and this is the 2018 Family Classic. It is a red wine. This beautiful wine is a blend of 3 vineyards in the North Coast, and that's of California, with the majority of the fruit harvested from the prestigious Red Hills appellation of Lake County, which is located on the northern edge of the Mayacamas Range. With elevations ranging from 1,350 to 2,600 feet, these grapes are grown in the mountain climate conditions, which allows for good acid retention during the ripening process. So this particular wine was fermented in small stainless steel tanks, not oak, and it was pressed off at dryness, capturing the freshness and vibrancy of the wine. So this is a Cabernet Sauvignon 2018. It's part of the curated collection of the Boisset wine collection. So we do offer at Boisset custom label programs. So if you own a business, or if you would just like to be able to offer wines to your family, your friends, your business associates, and put your custom label on it, we're able to do that too. So check my website, send me a message if you are interested in learning more about how you can actually have custom label wines to give to your family, friends, and business associates. So that's our featured wine for today. So what are we talking about today? We are talking about 6 things. 6 things to look for when you are buying a home. So whether you're an investor, a first-time home buyer, or a repeat buyer, the number one thing you want to look for is the roof. Now, a lot of buyers will say, how am I going to see the roof? Well, sometimes when you're touring the property for the first time, and you're doing your initial tour, or you're back for a second showing, and it's a 2-level home or a 1-level home, you can just simply look up. You can look up, you can see if you see any stains in the roof. Sometimes, depending on how the light or the sun is shining, you would be able to see an outline of a possible repair. And those are some clues that you might need to dig deeper. It doesn't necessarily mean right away that there's a roof issue, but excuse me, you do want to dig deeper to ensure that the roof is sturdy and that the roof is stable and it's going to be reliable for a number of years for you. So the roof is number one. You want to make sure you take a look at that. Does anybody have a sense of in a townhouse or a detached house what it may cost you to replace a roof? If you do, put it in the chat and we'll have an opportunity to get a sense of exactly what you feel might need to be invested if you purchase a home and the roof is not in great condition. Let me know. I'm using my phone so that I could see some comments that may not be showing up on StreamYard. So if you have a sense, about 2 years ago, I was involved in replacing a roof in my dad's home, and that was a rancher. And the replacement on that roof, they tore down and took all the layers off of that particular roof. It was actually around $5,000. So most buyers, when they move into a property, they are not looking to spend an additional $5,000. So the first thing you want to look for is the roof and any signs of issues there. The second thing you want to look for is the HVAC, which stands for the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system. So that's usually located on the lower level of a house if it's a multi-level, and sometimes it's on the main level if it's a condominium or a rancher. And that is the system that will allow you to get heat in your property, to circulate the air, as well as produce air conditioning if the home has central air. So that is one of those systems as well that typically the home inspector, they're going to check all of this stuff out for you. You don't have to be an expert in this. You bring the experts in. But I want you to just be aware of some tips. When you're touring a property and you see the HVAC, all you need to look, oftentimes there's a sticker on there and it will actually show you when last it was serviced. Okay, so that's information that you can glean yourself when that door is opened to what we call the furnace room or the utility room or the storage room. And there you have it. You can see the date. You have a sense of when that owner last serviced their HVAC unit. So take a look at the HVAC unit and be aware that that is another big ticket item that if you were to purchase that home and there were some issues, you may be looking at some pretty significant budgetary repairs. Okay. The third thing you want to be considerate of and be sure about is that you have a very good working plumbing and sewer system. When I take buyers out to homes, sometimes they do want to turn the water on in the shower or they want to flush the toilets. Well, guess what? When you're touring home, you can't get to flush the toilet and turn on the shower because you don't have it under contract. And if anything were to go wrong, as your realtor, it's my responsibility. I then need to call the owner, the listing agent, and we may have created a little bit of a problem. So we really just get to do a visual inspection when you're touring the property before you make a decision to actually absolutely make an offer on the property. So plumbing would include things like the shower, the sink, the dishwasher, all of the appliances in the home or the systems in the home that allow water to run through it. Now, sewer, depending on where you are purchasing your home in the city or the county, sometimes there may be a septic system, and that's included in the sewer system, and that's private. If you're in an area where the sewer is public, that's a public sewer system. So just a couple weeks ago, I was showing a buyer a home, and as we left the property, this was a townhome, you see the little white thing sticking out of the ground. It's more of a PVC kind of a cap these days. Years ago, they were galvanized steel, and you may still see those in some older homes. But the replaced ones they're white. They look like a PVC pipe. And so that will either give you a clue that the sewer lines may have been replaced or that it is relatively new. So simply ask the seller, hey, when was the last time the sewer system or the sewer lines were replaced? There are sewer systems that you're completely responsible for. Some of them you're responsible from the sidewalk back to your home, and the city or the county is responsible for the sidewalk forward. There are insurance policies that you could carry that will protect you if those sewer lines go up, because yes, that is another high ticket repair. So you want to be sure that you're looking for these clues when you're touring a property, and that you're asking questions. Not that you're eliminating the property, but that you're asking questions. So make sure you're looking for those. But these are also systems that once you've made an offer and your offer has been accepted, then the home inspection will be able to take a look at a number of these things for you. I want to remind you guys again, thank you so much for making the comments. I'm seeing them. Bring an expert with you. And there are folks who, some buyers themselves are experts because they work in the field. There's some buyers who have relatives that are experts. Bring them with you. Let us know, because in COVID, we have some limitations on the number of people that can actually go into properties. And so the service dates on those units, it is good to know that. So if you could please give StreamYard permission to access your account so I can respond directly to you guys who are making comments, but I do thank you for them. So plumbing and sewer is number 3. Number 4 is water damage and mold. So how would you know that there might be water damage in the property? Just drop it in the chat. How do you know that there is water damage in a property? How do you know that there is mold in a property? Very recently, I listed a home here in the Baltimore County area. I represented the seller, and the property had been sitting for about 3 years. There had been roof damage. Water had come through the roof, through the master bedroom, through the, owner's suite, down to the first floor where the living room was. And as soon as you walked into the foyer of this property, you begin to see, drop it in the chat, on the walls, I could see black and very dark green spots. There you go. Mold. It's mold. If you're not sure what mold looks like, go on YouTube, Google what does mold look like, and you'll be able to see some pictures so that you're better equipped when you're out there either looking for a home or looking for an investment property. You'll know what mold looks like or what it possibly could be. Water usually then leads to, depending on the condition, especially warm condition, a moldy situation, and it grows the warmer the weather is. So in the summertime, we get to see that a lot more frequently than we would in the winter. So you want to look for water damage, and sometimes in the basement on the drywall, you'll see like little lines that at one point maybe water got up to a certain level in the basement area, and it leaves a line. So you could see the water lines. And those are things that we can do upon touring a property and just visual inspection. To have a property waterproofed, and there are a lot of properties that are waterproofed after they have water damage. And what that means is that a licensed contractor who is a professional in waterproofing, they will come, remove the concrete in the perimeter of the basement. They dig it up. They put drain towels below the surface of the floor. Make sure that that water will drain off into a sump pump or exit the property in some official capacity, and then they will re-put the concrete there. So I point that out a lot of times to my buyers. I'll say, hey, take a look at this. This is evidence that this property has been waterproofed. And depending on when it was done, most waterproofing companies will give the owner a 10-year guarantee. So when you purchase a property, that kind of guarantee would roll over to you. So it's really important to ask specific questions, get as much information as you can about previous water damage. So that's number 4, what to look for. Number 5 is the noise level, and this one is hilarious. Last Saturday, I showed 3 properties to a client of mine. And the first property we took a look at was in the Rosedale area of Baltimore County, and it was kind of close to Back River Neck, beautiful water view. But as we left the property and we were standing on the driveway, there was this noise, and I heard it coming. It was the MARC train. So depending on where you are, by the way, drop in the chat where you are joining us from. If you're joining us from Maryland, just let me know what area. If you're from out of town, give me your city and your state. And those of you who are just joining us, I want to let you know my name is Gersha Porter. I am the owner of Porter Premier Homes, which is a team with Cummings and Company Realtors. I service the Baltimore County and Baltimore City area primarily, and all of the counties that surround our Beltway. So if you are looking to buy, sell, or invest, please do reach out to me. I'm going to give you a link a little bit later in which you can sign up to click up to schedule a house call where we can chat a little bit more about your real estate needs. So noise level, MARC train. We would have never even been aware that there was a MARC train track close to the house if we weren't there at that moment in time. So, hey, Eartha, thanks for joining me from Frederick County. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that sometimes you check out a property morning, noon, and night. Aside from railroad tracks, which might be the MARC train, it could be a regular B&O railroad train line, it could be the Amtrak. What other kinds of noise levels might you need to be aware of when you are looking at a property? So we talked about train. There's other public transportation that can create noise as well. We have subway systems here in the Baltimore area. We have public transportation. When my husband and I got married, the first home we lived in was a block away from the fire department. And boy, did we get used to it, but it took a minute. So as you are touring properties and thinking about making an investment about a home, just be aware of the noise level. It could be something as simple as an ambulance, a fire department, a police department, the MARC train. Just be aware of those types of things that your buyer or yourself need to be looking for. Number 5, the foundation. This is something to look for. I recently also took a buyer to look at a property, and it had attached garage. And in the garage towards the corner, you could see that the concrete was kind of crumbling and it was sunken in a little bit. Right away, what would I think? We need to get some more information about what's actually going on in this garage. How long has this sunken area been there? So you want to visually look at the foundation. I always wear flat shoes. We're going to go out in the yard. We're going to walk around. We're going to see what we see outside. So the foundation is something else you want to look for as you are considering a property to buy. So those are the 5 things that you want to consider as you are looking for a home. If you have any additional comments, anything that you think is important to look at as you're out there on these streets looking for real estate here in 2020, just drop it in the chat. It may be a benefit to somebody else who's joined us. Just let us know what you consider important to look for as you look for properties today. And real quick, if you are interested in talking more about the home ownership process, understanding the steps and expectations, I am going to jot this link that you can use to actually meet with me in the chat. Let me pull that up. Just click on that and you will be able to schedule a call and we'll talk more about your real estate needs so that we can answer your questions specifically. I want to just remind you that I'm going to be on Facebook Live every Wednesday at 5 o'clock. Bring your glass of wine. Let me take another sip of wine. We hope to continue to educate you about wine and how wine actually unites us. We have that hashtag with our company, Wine Unites Us, and it is one of those things that tends to bring people together across a variety of backgrounds, experiences, and many, many demographics. And actually, my partner and I were going to be hosting a wine tasting this Saturday at 7 o'clock, and it is virtual. So if you are interested in seeing what a virtual wine tasting is like, feel free to click on that link, and you'll be able to check us out. And if you haven't already, please do like our page. One more thing, I wanted to go back really quickly. Today is the launch of a movement that I'm a part of. It's called 1000 Black Families. And it is a movement to close and hopefully eliminate the wealth gap between individuals who are in the African American and Black community. And so what we're going to be doing is working really hard to fast track those families to get approved for mortgages so they can take advantage of the low interest rates that are in our market today and the amazing real estate that is on the market. So continue to keep your eyes out for more information on many of the social media sites that I have. And if you know somebody who may have less than stellar credit, and they are interested in going through a very formal process to get ready to purchase a home, those are the buyers that we're looking to help move them forward. So as we talk about real estate, we're going to be talking about how we can build wealth through real estate with many of the individuals that we can reach through social media. So if you have any friends or family who were not able to hop on today, please do share this video. It will be on our business Facebook page. It's also on our YouTube channel. So feel free to share it. I'd love to be able to be of service to anyone who is looking to buy or sell in the market we're in today. So thank you again for joining me today for our Wealth and Wines, a real estate experience, where we talked about the 5 things to look for as you are out there checking out properties to buy or invest in. Or if you're thinking about selling yours, those are going to be the same things that a buyer is looking at. So you want to consider that too as you're preparing your home for sale. So thank you again and cheers. Have a good rest of the evening. Bye-bye.